by November 23rd. So if it was November 23rd, you could still use the bag. That becomes more in play, say if you were to be rehospitalized and then they were discharging, you say, oh, I have a bunch of TPN in the home. You always need to check the expiration date. The next thing we want to do is just make sure everything matches up with the script. Each time we draw blood, we're going to reformulate the TPN. If anything changes in the recipe, you'll get a new prescription in a white envelope, open it up, and that becomes a new prescription. So right now we have TPN for you, amino acids 120. Is that correct? You're looking here. Amino acids 120, dextrose 300, neutrolipids 45, sodium chloride 100, potassium acetate 40, sodium phosphate 10.
Hold on. Your order is different.
Okay. Mag sulfate 8.
Okay.
Trace elements 3.
Yeah, it matches.
Okay.
What
Perfect.
was different?
The order and yeah. Okay. So today we're going to be adding ascorbic acid, folic, thiamine, and the multivites. You're always going to inject the smallest amount first and the largest amount last. And we want to be able to go fluidly right into the bag. So before we do anything, you're going to peel off the wrapper there. Just peel it. You can be rough with it. Let's see, I had a bag for trash here somewhere.
It's right over there. Right, yep. Right in front of you. Yep, there we go. Yep.
And just go ahead and pitch it right in there. Take an alcohol wipe and vigorously prep the end. This is where you're going to be injecting right here, so that's what you want to clean. Once you've cleaned it, leave an alcohol underneath, indicating that you did prep it, because we don't want it to touch the table after it's been prepped.
Could you just stick it in open a bag and just stick it in with the
You
alcohol
could, but
prep?
we want you to first rub it. Okay, so whatever.
No, I meant to protect it better. So that...
You can, but then you're going to have to remove it in order to inject. So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So, and now, yeah, just leave there we go. So for this, you don't have to rub it for that long. Just the simple cleaning it and then sticking the alcohol wipe underneath. It's more important to scrub the hub of your PICC line like that. But for this, simply cleaning it, rubbing a couple times, leaving the alcohol underneath is sufficient. Okay, so which is the smallest amount? Good, go ahead and open that guy up and you're gonna attach the needle.
I was actually going to pick it up so I could see what it is.
Go ahead.
2 ml.
I mean, you can just tell by volume.
Also 2 ml.
This guy is 2 mLs, and this guy should be 0.2. Okay, so go ahead and open this guy up. Just tear the package.
0.2 is smaller than 2.
Just tear it. So just tear it anywhere. Just be rough with it, see? because it's kind of double locked. You just tear the bag.
Scissors? It's just unfamiliar.
All right. Get your needles on both those guys.
Needles are the same.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to order the 19 gauge for you. It's just wider gauge. To open up the needle, you peel it.
I know.
There you go. Okay. Good. You just don't touch the end.
So, take the red off.
Yep.
Somehow.
Right. To take off the top, you go straight out, no twisting or turning. Set
Yeah.
that down.
I got that.
Okay. And you can go ahead and do it right now and inject it. And then, so then we'll go right, so straight out. Perfect. And you want to be careful not to puncture through the tubing, so hold here and don't touch the end where you prepped. And the entire needle does not have to go in. That's fine. Now just squirt it in. Because only the tip of the needle is open. And here you go, straight in here without recapping. Never recap. Perfect. Okay, let it go. And just get that guy under. Attach the needle.
Second one's easier, it's less strain.
Let's see.
Can he just go ahead and inject it?
Yeah. Yep. Did they tell you to save the rest? Because it does say multi-dose vial.
Yes.
Okay, he only gets half of this, so you don't have an open one?
Right.
You know, okay.
No, we
Okay.
because we've done this twice now.
Yep, no worries.
So you're not going to take blood. The person who comes
On Monday.
Monday will take blood,
Yeah.
and then somewhere
Okay, right
behind
in
the
here.
scenes they'll do an analysis and adjust the TPN.
That's correct.
But I'm never seeing anybody do that. I've never seen anybody coming back with like vitamin C or
Well,
anything.
no, it's this formula.
Right.
The additives are not going to change. It's this that they redo. Okay, so this guy, you're going to pop the top off. Just one swipe with the alcohol wipe. When you're opening alcohol, the best way to do it is tear it right in half
That's what's on
and
there.
exposing the alcohol wipe so you don't have to like
That's
dig in.
interesting. Okay.
Stick another one under here. You can flick it off with your thumb. Yep, just flick it.
And then, but he has to.
Just the blue tip?
Yep, just the blue tip.
It's
Just
not
with the
going.
ball of your thumb.
Is he going to have to put it back
Push.
on again?
No, it'll have to be.
It's not going.
Here, let me show you. Ooh, this is a tough one. So you gotta. Yeah, I can't do it. So just stick your nail underneath and pull it. That is tough. Usually you can just flick it right off. Yeah, set your alcohol down.
Uh-huh. Whoa,
right.
is that right?
Yep. So now this will have to be refrigerated
Yes.
and you're going to have to prep it again tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, you're going to pick up your syringe
But
here.
there's no way to close it now that we lost
You're going to take off, no, set it down. Well, there's no closing. It's all sealed in there with that rubber stopper.
Okay.
You got to take this white thing off at the bottom, pull. Okay, throw it away. Okay, take the orange thing off.
Twist.
Just pull straight out. Perfect. And pull it all the way back to 1, because you're going to fill this. You have to inject air into this guy. So pull all the way back.
I have not seen a 1.
Oh, it's because you're going to pull all the way back to here.
50.
So, yeah. Good. And go straight into there.
This way or this way?
That way. Because you're going to be putting air into the vial. Because it's all like suction. So, okay, push the air in.
Should I turn it upside down?
You can at this point if you want to, or you could do, it doesn't matter. Push real hard. Now don't let go, turn it upside down.
Should I go all the way?
All the way. Okay, turn it upside down and pull back all the way. And if at a certain point you're sucking air instead of fluid, you need to pull the needle out a little bit. Like tomorrow you'll probably have to do that. Keep going. Pull all the way back. Perfect. Take the vial off and don't touch the needle.
So it's an exact measure?
Go straight in. With that particular syringe, you just fill it all the way, and that's 1 ml. It's an insulin syringe. Good. Go straight in. And you can go fast.
Unless it squeaks.
All right. Pull out. And throw it away.
Without
Other way,
breaking.
other way. Needle down.
Okay.
You don't want to stick yourself. Okay, so this guy we're going to save. Okay, now we're going to do the husband and wife, and I'm going to teach you a trick about that. So these guys, you can just flick it off with your thumb. So flick off the top. Did I lie to you?
You lied.
Let me see. Watch. Oh, no, you're right. Usually it's so easy. That's usually the most satisfying thing, is you can flick the thing across the
I think
room.
it has to do with the temperature.
Maybe, yeah. All right, go ahead and prep both those guys.
Just to thwart you.
And never use a new alcohol wipe, because that's the same one. So
You mean always use?
yeah, always use, always use it.
Never use an old one.
Yeah, never use the same one. Good. And another guy, the other one. So the reason why we're prepping both of them simultaneously is because you're about to use the same syringe and go into each vial.
Correct.
Go ahead and open up your syringe, and usually those pre-attached needles are on very loosely, so you want to tighten the needle this way.
I remember back in the 60s,
So just give it a quick turn. There you go.
we'd be pulling the needles out of the autoclave.
Yeah. Okay, take off the top. Pull back to 5. And again, you're pulling back and injecting air to release the pressure. Go straight into either one. It doesn't matter which one. And I just want to teach you a trick once you're in there. Oops, you got to get a little more center. I think you're there. Okay. Flip it around. Go ahead and let go of the vial. Push air all the way in. Harder, 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 as hard as you can. All the way up. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. More. Push as hard as you can all the way up. Keep going. Harder, harder, harder. Okay, pull back. Okay. So what's happening, I want to show you a trick. The bevel of the needle is now above the liquid line. Mm-hmm. So in order to withdraw 5, what you want to do is go ahead
and back off.
Yeah, and let it go. You don't have to hold on to it. So push the air back in, just the air, not the fluid. You got it? As hard as you can. Go ahead. Now pull back to 5.
You got bubbles in there.
That's fine. Okay, get rid of the vial. Don't touch the needle. Pull back to 10.
Oops, sorry.
Careful. And this is all written out step by step in the instructions. Go all the way to 10. Perfect. Now do the same thing with the one that you didn't, I don't know which one. Is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So it would be empty, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be
So
empty.
that makes
The
it
only
easy.
one that is not going to be empty is that guy.
Is, and that's the
Go straight in.
what is
Invert
that?
it. Push the air in, and it's going to be really tight. Push as hard as you can, all the way to the top. And again, we're going to pull this vial up a little bit. Okay, push as hard as you can. Keep going. Oh. Harder. Make it hit the top. Okay, pull back to 10. We still got to get rid of that air. Push up. Push that air back in the vial. Now pull back to 10. See, if you didn't put the air in, it would want to suck it right back into the vial. Okay, go ahead and remove the vial.
We still have air in the top of the syringe.
It's okay. He can squirt some out.
Okay.
Just go for it a little bit, but hold it upright.
It doesn't really matter. 'Cause
No, it
it's
doesn't.
going into the TPN.
Okay,
Well,
stop.
Actually, it probably does.
Well, we don't want the pump to alarm.
Yeah. And it will.
And remember, you don't have to stick the entire needle in. Just the tip is fine. If you can get it all the way in, it's fine. Good. Push the whole thing in.
See, it's interesting. You can see air in it, but
That's not going to make the pump alarm. It would have to be a considerable amount. Okay, and right in here. Always needle first. Perfect. Gently agitate the bag. Thank you.
Why are you?
What?
doesn't matter.
Aren't we going to use that tomorrow because it still
This
has
one.
stuff in it?
This
That one.
Just-
The multivite, you just drew it all up. The only one you're going to save is this guy because you're going to use that for tomorrow.
And he's what? I forgot. This is
Oh, that's the thymine.
thymine.
And you're going to be using the insulin syringes for the thymine, and you fill it totally full, and that's 1 ml. All right, so now what we want to do, we have all the additives done. You started with the smallest amount, ended with the largest amount. Always remember with your multivites, it's 1 syringe, and you're going to be pulling back to 5, and then drawing up the first vial, pull back to 10, draw up the second vial. All right, so what we want to do is add the tubing onto the pump first, and then we're going to spike the bag. So you can set the bag down. Set the bag right here. Flip it around. Go ahead and open up your tubing.
And we don't need to protect the port anymore because we're not doing anything
Yeah,
else with it
it
ever.
self-seals. So peel it back just the way you opened up the syringes. So this is where the pharmacist injected all the good stuff. This is where he peeled the foil off to inject the additives. This is where the tubing goes. And notice how I have it kind of hung over the edge, so once you remove this cover, it's not going to get contaminated.
Good deal.
Take that guy out.
Which end?
It doesn't matter, just take the whole thing out and peel off the paper tape. And you don't have to be nervous that all the ends are covered, so just tear. Open up the door of your tubing. You can set it down in the package. You know how to open that up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The pump.
Yep. I mean, sorry.
One of those words.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna find the circle blue piece and the black Lego-like piece. Just take all the tubing out. And there we go, because we don't want to make sure it's all twisted up. So the circle piece goes there. The black Lego-like piece gets loaded solid black up, whereby you're not seeing any portion of that tubing, and it fits right in there. And you're gonna have to use your thumb to kind of press it in. If you have it loaded correctly, it'll be a firm press of the door and the door will click shut. Good. All right, so now we loaded this all up. This is the place that gets the piece that gets hooked up to your PICC line. This is all tangled up. This is the spike where you're going to spike here. So what you want to do is remove the hat, just pull it right off.
No cleaning of this one.
No.
Because they're covered.
Typically, anything that's covered, you don't have to prep with alcohol. The only outliers are these vials. Go ahead and get that guy. And I don't want you to flick this off. Go ahead and let that go and use your hand to remove that because you do not want to touch what's underneath. That needs to remain sterile. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, and this is hard to do. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It takes a lot of strength until you get to that little edge, and don't touch the tubing. Hold there. Yep. Try not to touch that. See, you don't want to
I
contaminate.
can't see with your hands there.
Pardon me. So back and forth. Takes a lot of strength.
I remember, but there's like a little
More
stop.
like
Yeah.
there's no leverage.
You can pick this part up if you like.
No, I mean there's no leverage to
Oh.
twist.
Yeah.
So
There's
maybe
like a little
here's the
lip, and
wrench.
Yes.
it stops at the lip.
Yeah, and he's almost there.
Yeah, almost. All right, we're not going to get this one too easily.
Just be really careful not to touch the spike that's going into the tubing.
I cannot.
You can't just push it. It has to. You have to.
I
go-
can't twist it anymore.
It doesn't. You're probably done.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, it'll probably run like this. We'll be able to tell. Turn your pump
So
on.
there's like a
There is a lip.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And if you've properly spiked the bag, a firm press. If you properly spike the bag, then the liquid will begin to come through once we hit the prime. All right, so it still needs a little bit of a charge. We want to prime this. In order to prime it, see this filter? It needs to be held upright like that, okay?
We didn't do that.
Yeah, there's an arrow up. It doesn't need to be held up. It just needs to be in the right direction. Okay, press your prime.
Prime piggy.
Yeah. And disconnect when patient. You're good. Press OK. And one more OK. Okay, stop. Press stop.
What happened?
It's not far enough in, so we did not spike it. That's why it's not coming through. Okay, let's try it again. Prime piggy. And here it comes. So it required a little bit more. You really do need to get to that lip. But it is hard. It's even hard for me.
Well, that way you get a tight seal.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to, I'm going to put a different prime volume in because it doesn't get right to the end. So I'm going to say prime piggy. Okay. And I'm going to put a 12 ml prime in. Okay, and so go ahead and press OK, and then get ready to press the red stop when it gets to the end. I'll put your hand, and stop. Perfect. So now tomorrow when you do prime, you'll have 12 mLs in there.
All right, I'm confused.
So she had entered a 10 ml prime volume, and it wasn't enough to bring you all the way to the end. So I changed the prime volume from 10 to 12. It'll always remain 12.
So we did it last night. We didn't do that.
That's okay. So he got
Air.
1 ml of air. That's fine.
Okay.
But it needs to get to the end. So it stopped here. That's why I put an additional prime volume in. But tomorrow you probably won't even have to stop.
So it needs to go to the end.
Yeah.
We didn't know that last night.
All right.
It
So
just stopped by itself.
yeah, I want to show you one other thing, and if you can keep it going. So say it's tonight. You're going to flush your PICC line with saline, and then you're going to go ahead and hook up, obviously removing the cover. And we're going to start it. And start infusion. And so it's slowly tapering up, 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 up. Tomorrow morning, if you stop it before it says 5 in the screen, so we're going to stop it. When you go to turn the pump on to make up the next day's TPN, the pump is going to be confused. So we're going to turn it on because it's going to ask you a question. Do you want to finish the last amount that you didn't finish, or do you want to do a new one. So if you ever get this prompt, always choose the red no button, which is counterintuitive because you think, but if you ever get that prompt, it's always the red button. Okay, so it's all reset right now.
This needs to charge more.
Yeah, we'll plug it in. I'll show you. So let's get it in the.
This can actually stay out because it will be done
You
by
remember.
8 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah. So
And that's less than 24 hours.
hey, you got it.
So we could actually put this in the backpack
Yep.
and plug and charge
We're gonna
it.
charge it,
Okay,
and it's gonna stay charged the entire, until he's ready to be hooked up.
great. Which would be 8.
Yeah. Whatever works for you.
So we had called nursing last night and then found a video. Patrick found a video.
Really?
And then we called and canceled. Because,
That was David.
Oh, David. It was David. Because, yeah.
Wait, a video on what?
On how to set up this backpack.
Oh.
It wasn't exactly this one, but it was, its cousin, so it was
Yeah.
enough. The question we had was, so you just did that without
Yeah.
even thinking, that's not in the instructions.
No.
And that's what we called the nurse about, whether we should actually puncture that or not.
Yeah, I just popped it out.
Yeah.
It's still hanging shad.
Corset and suspenders.
Yep. And then this is the piece that really needs to be tacked down.
Which piece needs to be done?
This.
That one, okay.
And since this is, I'm just gonna do this. Trap everything in there like that. This guy is over here, and it goes
Face down.
upside down, so you can see it.
So we could actually, before we close it up, put the charger
Yeah,
in with
yeah,
it.
that's what we're gonna do. There's the charging thing.
And then we can scoot it around
It's
a little
tight
bit.
just 'cause it's-
Cool.
You can always just leave the charger attached, so you don't have to always. Okay.
Well, of course, the first day we had the TPN was the day we had to be at the doctor's office at crack of dawn.
Oh my God,
Yeah, I know.
that was not good planning.
Well, it wasn't. Nothing was planned. Let's put it that way. So on the one hand, it was really nice of him to fit us in. On the other hand, it was 7 in the morning.
Yeah. All right. So this guy
Okay.
is gonna go here
I could have put it on the bed.
on the bed.
Yeah.
Whoa, this just sparked.
It's 1913.
Yeah. Well, be careful, no fires.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it sparked. That's not good.
I mean, it's not sparking right
But
now.
we do, in fact, have our smoke detectors.
So when it comes time to hook them up, you can press buttons right through here. You don't have to take anything out. So turn the pump on, and 2 greens to go.
Good.
Yep. You did great.
Yeah.
Nurse Pat.
There's Pat.
Okay, so that guy goes in the refrigerator. The leftover thiamine.
I think we call it peer mentor. Cool. All right.
All right, and so again, once
wanna-
they draw blood and reformulate the TPN, you're going to get a white envelope. Sometimes they stick it right in the bag with the TPN. Take it out, open it up, and it will replace this. And this is the recipe.